welcome back to my channel. If you're new, this is the Posh and Me, and this channel is all about reviewing designer handbags and lifestyle items. Today, as you can see, I've got my entire Dior handbag collection over here. I'm very excited to go piece by piece, tell you a little bit of my story of why I got this handbag. The reason why I got them in the colors that they are, as you can see them here, the sizes, and I'm going to talk about kind of like the wear and tear of these handbags that I've had them for quite some time now. I want to talk about the durability, the usability, whether or not I recommend the handbag, whether I still like it, would I buy it again, and is it worth the price, the current price. I'm not gonna go over too much into what fits inside of the bag, just because I do cover some of these bags in my other videos. I'll make sure to link them here as well so that you can easily search for them. But yeah, I think the way we're gonna go through these is based on seniority. The first bag I'm gonna cover is the first handbag that I got from Dior, and then the last will be the most recent one. Okay, so my first handbag that I did get from Dior is the Dior tote, the book tote, yeah. So this is actually in the size medium. When I was buying the purse, they only had those two sizes, the medium and the bigger size. Quick story. I actually wanted to buy this bag in the darker oblique color and in the bigger size, but when I went into the store and tried it on, it just didn't really look good on my figure. I am 5'4" at the most, and the big tote was just a little bit too big for my size. It was gorgeous, and I think obviously you can fit more stuff in the bigger tote, but it was just kind of like overtaking my whole figure. So I went for the smaller one, and I went for the this nice gray oblique color variation. The book totes come in so many different color variations, and it's sometimes it's very hard to choose which one to go with. I wanted to go with something that's very neutral, that's very light, very summery, something that will be in style for a long time. So something that's maybe not as spicy and colorful, but something just kind of like a neutral. And I'm really glad that I went with this color. I absolutely love it. I have been styling it pretty well. I think it goes pretty well with any color, really. I've never had a problem styling this handbag. I've had it for 3 years now, and I can't see any wear or tear on this bag. Now, I'm not gonna go through the whole. This handbag cost $50 to make. News articles that came out, and I really hope that's not true, that it doesn't take them $50 to make this handbag. Regardless, if you are in the market to buy this bag, you're not buying it because you think it's going to be the most useful, the most the best tote in the market. You're buying this handbag because you are buying a brand name. A lot of different other brands, even like H&M has something similar to this. Like a lot of brands copy this design, and like I said, you're probably buying a book tote because you want to have a book tote from Christian Dior. And whether or not it costs them $50 to make and sell it to you for thousands more, I think that's just kind of, like I said, at least personally, if you want something, is there really a price tag to it, right? So like I said, I think that if I were to talk about is this handbag still worth the price that it is now? To be honest, it actually hasn't gone up in price that much since I bought it 3 years ago, maybe by a couple of $100 at the most, maybe $400. So it hasn't really gone through a lot of price increases since the time I got it. I know it used to be definitely on a much cheaper side, but do I think it's worth the price that it is at now? Listen, like I said, obviously you want all of your designer handbags to be under $1,000, right? The reality is that's not gonna happen, and whether or not it's worth it, I think I'll leave that question to you for this handbag. I am still very much in love with it. I do, I don't use it as much as I did the previous years, only because I've kind of been shifting my whole, I guess, like not the outfit, but my whole fashion into smaller bags. Like I just don't really take out big bags anymore. So everything that I have is like much smaller, and those are the bags that I use on a daily basis. This tote, I feel like I do take it out only very, very rarely now. Only when I am going somewhere for a long time and I need to carry a lot of items with me. I'll definitely need a bigger bag, so I'll take this one in the summer. And like I said, it's a beautiful handbag. I would recommend it if you don't have this in your collection. Whether or not you buy it, secondhand or right from the store, it's up to you. Just based on how much you want to spend on it after hearing those news. But I am definitely much in love. Like I said, I don't really see a lot of wear and tear. Yeah, the handles are getting a little darker from all the from my hands. But you can definitely put a little bandeau in here, a little twilly to cover it up so it doesn't really get dirty. But yeah, that's my book tote in size medium. My second bag from Dior is actually the Lady Dior, and this is in Lady Dior in size medium as well. This is the baby powder pink color. It's I have done an unboxing on this, and hold on a second. Yeah, I've done unboxing. I'll link it down below. What I love about the handbag is how iconic it is, right? So obviously it's gone through multiple price hikes since the time I got it, and right now it's so much more. Like I want to say that probably $2,000 more than from the time when I got this handbag, which is insane. And sometimes I kind of think about getting another Lady Dior in a smaller size, but the price tag is so expensive that I always kind of go for Louis Vuitton or something, right? If I want a new handbag in my collection, I feel like I always just go for like Louis Vuitton because they have more styles coming out more frequently now. But the reality is, if Lady Dior was a little bit more affordable, I'll probably have another one by now. Wear and tear on this handbag, well, there is a little bit of wear and tear in the corners, and I'll do a little close-up so you can see. One, I do have a scratch here at the front. I don't know how I got it. I've been so careful with this handbag. I barely take it out. The reason why I barely take it out is because of the size. So here's the thing. I feel like this is not my day-to-day bag. And a lot of people out there say that Lady Dior is a great daily bag for you to use. I don't disagree. I think it's just it varies by what color you get it in. If I got this in a black color, I'd probably use it much more often. It being in a pink color, it is a little bit hard. I feel like it's more feminine. I think it's more dressier, so it's not as casual. And most of the time you do just wear casual clothes, right? Running your errands. And for me to take out this very nice, luxurious handbag on my daily errand run, it just doesn't make sense, right? It's very flashy, it stands out, and sometimes you just don't want that, right? I think it became, like I said, if this was in a black color, I'd probably not have that same issue, but it being, very feminine, very light, very precious, right? I feel like this is like the perfect word to describe this color. It being so, it stands out. It really stands out, and I find that because of that, I can't really use it on my daily activities. But I do, if I do go out at night to restaurants, I do take this out with me. And the problem with that is that it is a little bit big to be taking out to dinners. If it came in a smaller size, in this how it does come in smaller size, like the small Dior or the small ABC Dior, I think I would probably use it much more often. But right now it's kind of been standing in my closet, and I don't really take it out as much. So do I think it's worth the price tag? I mean, I think it's a tough question, right? If you talk about, the other iconic handbags, like the Chanel and the Hermes, it's, they're much more expensive, right? This is probably your entrance bag into kind of like building your long history with the brand, like building your legacy, right? If you want to have a bag that's going to last you, well, it depends how much you use it, right? But if you want to have a bag that lasts you a long time that you can probably pass down, obviously you're looking at the iconic handbags, right? Like the Dior, the saddle bag, and because of that, those bags are definitely going to be more pricier than the other handbags, right? Do I think it's worth it? I mean, like I said, I'm okay with the price that I paid for it back in 2 years ago, being $2,000 cheaper than what it is now. Definitely not okay with spending so much money on it right now. I think the quality is not as great as a Chanel handbag. I guess it's just, I don't know, I've been a little bit disappointed with the quality of my Dior bags, to be honest with you. Most of them have a little bit scratches here and there that I will show you when we get there. So I am a little bit, I'll probably say that no, it's not worth the price tag, but I still like the handbag. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I would. Like I said, just not at this price tag, but I would definitely look into getting another Lady Dior in the future. It's not that they're gonna have a price decrease or anything like that, but there is a second-hand market, and I think we can definitely score a nice deal on that second-hand market for these handbags. So I might look there. Next up is gonna be my Dior Caro bag. This is it right over here. Oh, I'm gonna reach for it. Here we go. I also do have a video on this handbag. It's one of my favorite handbags in my Dior collection. I've had it for 2 years now. It is the Caro bag in size small. It has a back pocket over here, and this is what I love most about my Dior handbags. Most of them do have a back pocket on the back. What I don't like about the handbag is the fact that it's been 2 years and it looks very, very worn out. So this is made out of the calfskin leather, and I think calfskin leather is just generally not so durable. I know a lot of people would argue that. However, in my experience with calfskin leather handbags, they don't last a long time. And if I were to take this handbag and kind of compare it to the new handbag from a store, like if I went to the store and have them side by side, you would definitely see a difference. You would definitely see that this one is definitely much more worn out. It's very tired looking. The corners are just kind of getting a little bit. There are no cuts or anything in the corners, but you can see it's kind of getting a little bit worn out. That's my little, no, I guess not a little con, but it is a con about the handbag, that it is getting used, and I don't like to baby my bags, well, except for Lady Dior, I baby this one, but all other bags, I don't really carry that, I mean, don't really baby them. So it's sad to see that, this much of wear and tear in 2 years. Now there's also a problem with the enclosure button over here. You can see that it's starting to tarnish. It just kind of came up on suddenly, like it wasn't there and then the next day it was there. I don't know what happened, but you can see it's looking like it's getting, I'm just looking at it right now again. Yeah, you can see there's tarnish going on in the corners over here, which is quite annoying. This actually happened a year ago, so after a year of having the bag. These bags cost a lot of money. To see this happen so quickly is disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't taken it to Dior. I just, I don't actually believe in the whole fix my handbag warranty type of thing. Like I don't want them to take it and then feel like they're gonna judge me for using the bag too much and having this problem. And so I'd rather just not even deal with it and just have it as is than going through all of that. Probably not the best solution, but I should probably go and get it fixed, but for now it's fine like this. The bag retails, again, it actually too did not have a big price increase in the 2 years that I've had, which is great. You can still get it for pretty much the same price as what I got it for. Do I think this handbag is worth it? Probably no, because it is quite expensive, and you can get away with something the same size that serves the same purpose. You can get away, by buying something elsewhere, like from Fendi or from Louis Vuitton. They have really nice handbags in the same, I would say, in the same style. So I do think it's a little bit pricey for what it is. Would I get it again? Probably not. And it's kind of interesting, right? Because this is one of my favorite handbags, and for me to say that, if I had a choice, like would I get it again, and the answer being no, I think that's surprising even to me. But the problem is, like I said, I just didn't expect it to look so tired after 2 years of use. And this is not consistent use, right? We've only used this handbag in the summer months, so we're talking about like 6 months of use, really. So for it to be kind of getting a little bit worn out is, it's definitely not worth the price tag. I want to talk about the last 3 handbags in my collection. Those 3 handbags were actually purchased at the same on the same day. It was not an impulse purchase. None of them were. I went into the store, I knew exactly what I wanted, in the colors that I wanted it, and I just kind of went in and bought them. I think the sales associate was so surprised. He was just like, at first he didn't think I was serious, but as I was kind of going through, oh, can you show me this handbag? Can you show me this handbag? He was kind of like, whoa, is she actually gonna buy 3 handbags at the same time? And I did. It's crazy. But I do want to talk about each one of them. So let's start talking about the saddlebag, because the saddlebag was the first one I bought on that day. So the reason why I went and got a saddlebag was pure stupid reason, to be honest with you. Honestly, it was just because it's an iconic handbag. I wanted to make sure I have another iconic handbag from Dior in my collection that's, is still priced fairly okay. And, I always kind of love this color that it comes in, and I knew that the handbag was not going to be something, not going to be a very useful handbag, to be honest. I know how much it fits, I know how it looks, but I thought it's a great looking accessory, and I absolutely love how it looks on the pictures. If you can style it correctly, it'll look great. The problem that I have with the handbag is maybe I chose the wrong color. I was choosing between the black. I didn't go for the black because I have too many black bags, and I knew that if I got another black bag, I would not reach out for it at all. This color, I absolutely love it. Don't get me wrong. I love the color, but I can't style it properly. And I have the same problem with my Louis Vuitton Cappuccini bag, Capucines. Same problem, because it's the same color variation in the taupe color family. It's very hard to coordinate the colors correctly, that you're not blending in, or that the bag stands out in the most beautiful way. So what I mean by that, sometimes, for example, if I were to wear a white dress and pair it up with this handbag, it doesn't really look nice. This kind of makes the whole dress dark. It just doesn't look nice. It does look nice with black outfits. However, in the summer, I rarely wear anything black. So it's hard for me to match it with, it's hard for me to wear a black outfit just so that I can, take this handbag out. In the winter, in the fall, I think it's just it's a very summery bag because of the color. I know I don't know. I don't like taking out neutral color bags during the winter months. So yeah, another dilemma. I have a bag I like, can't really use it because I can't really match it. All of my summer outfits are, you know, pretty much in the same color scheme, in the pinks and the whites. I don't know. Maybe in the fall I'll actually use this handbag, you know, more kind of like warm colors. I really hope so. I do love it. I've only had it for 7 months, and I've used it maybe less than 5 times. So not a lot, but in those 5 times that I did use it, I did scratch it with my nail over here. So I guess, again, it's a calfskin. Calfskin's probably not gonna last me very long. So maybe it's a good thing that I don't take it out as often. Now, in terms of the price range, like, is the price worth the tag? I think so. I think it's still fairly reasonably priced. It is priced the same as the Caro bag, as this one. And, you know, if you're looking to add an iconic handbag into your collection, obviously the saddle bag will probably win that fight. Do I like it? I do like the bag. Would I get it again? No. No, because I just think it's not the style. I don't think the style is for me. Like, I don't, every time I wear it on my shoulder, I feel kind of self-conscious. Like, it's weird. Like, the shape of the bag is so, it's a beautiful shape and looks great on some people, but I think on me, it just kind of looks funny. I don't like wearing it crossbodies, so that's why I always just kind of carry it in my hand, like on the crook of my arm or on my shoulder. But I just don't really love how it looks on me. I love the color. I don't know. I don't regret buying it. Like I said, I went in and bought it because it's an iconic handbag and I wanted it in my collection. But in terms of usability, not great. Next handbag was actually this one. This is the My Mini Dior. It does come in a bigger size, so this is the mini size. I would say it's more of like a clutch, obviously, wallet and chain size of a bag. It does come in a lot of different colors. When I was there in the store, they actually didn't have a lot. They had the black, they had this. They had a different color variation of the neutral taupe. I think it was like a sandy taupe, more like yellowish, I would say. I preferred this one over that. However, there was also a baby pink, like a powder pink color, and that one was so beautiful, and I was gonna get it in that color. But then I started thinking, well, I have my Lady Dior in the same color, so why do I need another bag in the same color by the same brand? It looks, very identical, just a different shape. And that's what stopped me from getting it. And maybe that's a good enough reason not to get it, but I feel like I would have used this bag more if it came in the baby pink color, just because based on, again, on my wardrobe, everything in the summer months is very like pinkish. So I would have probably used that handbag much more than this. Again, problem with another tote bag, hard to style it for me. If I'm wearing kind of like a neutral color outfit, if I, pair it up with this handbag, obviously it's gonna be all neutrals and it's just gonna all like be the same tone and nothing's gonna stand out or look pretty. So I don't rarely take this one out as well. However, I do like the bag. I think it's worth the price tag. It's not a lot of, it's obviously less than, the saddle bag and the Caro. I think it retails under $3,000. Might be a little bit wrong, but it's definitely not gonna break the bank. It's a great entrance bag. If you were just looking to buy your first Dior handbag, I absolutely love the feel of it. It does fit quite a lot. You can put a phone in your back pocket here. You can put a lot of things inside. I have no regrets on getting this handbag, except my only regret is probably getting the color it is in. After I got it, they came out for the summer months. They came out in the new lilac color, so that's light purple, beautiful. I love it, but again, I'm probably not gonna get it this year. But it's a very nice color, and if you think about it, not a lot of
brands right now do handbags in this style, in the clutch style. So I know for myself, I was looking to add more clutches into my collection, and I just can't find a lot of other designer brands that have a lot of styles to choose from. I know YSL has quite a few, but I already have one YSL envelope clutch. I feel like I just don't need another one, and that would look exactly the same. So anyways, very happy with this handbag. I think, I definitely recommend it. I think the price tag is actually worth it. And so far there's no wear and tear. I have worn it out a few times, more than the saddlebag, so I can definitely see there's nothing wrong with it just yet. It does come with a chain. Love it, love it, love it. And the last bag in my collection is the 30th Avenue Montaigne bag. It's named after the Dior store on their famous 30 Montaigne Avenue in Paris. Sorry, it's a very interesting name for a handbag, but that's what it is. Here it is. This is the size, I guess, large, or the regular size, because there is a smaller size in this handbag that they came out recently, and the smaller size definitely looks smaller. It's like the same design and everything, just a little bit smaller, but I find that it was a little bit too small. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but it didn't look as great as this one. This also comes in the black and white leather variation, and those two also look amazing, very proper, very, luxurious feel to it, very nice. Honestly, it's a little bit was hard choosing, but I did want to get a handbag in the darker oblique color, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I got this one in the oblique and not in the leather versions. It's a great handbag for every day, because it's a very casual looking handbag. It's something that's kind of, if obviously Dior is very, the oblique is very recognizable print, but I find that the design of this handbag, the style, is not as recognizable. So a lot of people think that you're wearing a fake, which is amazing because you're not at Target then. But it does have a back pocket, my favorite feature. Yeah, I have no real issues with this bag so far. This is probably, out of those three that I got on the same day, this is probably the only bag that I've actually used more than the others. I did see a con with the bag, and it's the hardware, and it was beginning to tarnish as well. Also on this little buckle over here, so it does. Again, same issue as the Cairo bag. No idea why it's happening. It's just happening. It's a little bit upsetting because this handbag does cost quite a bit. I don't know. I find that it's a pretty handbag. Would I get it again? Probably not, because I just don't need another handbag in the same style, so I wouldn't get the black one, or I wouldn't get the smaller size of this handbag. Do I think it's worth the price? No, it is, heavily overpriced handbag. I actually don't understand why it's priced this way. If you are looking for just an oblique print handbag from Dior, there are other variations that are much cheaper. So I don't know why they decided to price this one at that price tag. Maybe because there is a little bit of leather over here and on the back. But I do like it. And, in terms of recommendations, would I recommend this? Probably only if you are looking to diversify your handbag collection. If you are looking to add something that's a little bit different, that's not very heavily popular like other handbags from Dior, I think this is a great option for that. Like I said, the black one and the white look very, very elegant, very pretty. If I were not looking, if I needed like a nice white handbag, I think I would go for the white in this style. if you have it, you know what I mean. It's beautiful. Just a very polished look. This, I was looking for more casual handbag, and this is exactly it. Super casual. You know, you can't really dress this up. I mean, I've tried, you can't. And it does go well with a lot of things, with a lot of outfits, even with my pink outfit. So I am happy about having this handbag in my collection. It's probably one of my most used after the tote. You know, I definitely use the tote the most. And then probably this, and then probably the Lady Dior. Sorry, completely forgot about my Cairo bag. Okay, let's just rewind. If I were to say my most used handbag would definitely be the Cairo handbag, then the tote, and then this. The Cairo, because, you know, it's a great, okay, we're done. It's a great handbag when you're traveling. You know, you put your phone in the back pocket, and then you hang your bag on your shoulder, and just kind of, you know, keep your arm attached to your body, so nobody can steal anything from you. So it did that for me. It's a great handbag. I'm just a little bit disappointed that it is looking a little bit tired just after 2 years of use. Otherwise, it would probably be, I would still be using it just as much. Which of these handbags is your favorite? Let me know in the section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it a little bit informative, and you know, hopefully it helps you shape your buying opinion. If you are looking to buy any of these handbags, hopefully it helps you a little bit. Let me know in the section below, and until next time, bye.